Let's take you to Hollywood now, which is on the verge of just a complete collapse amid a spiraling actor and writer strike. This is according to Barry Diller, who was once the CEO of Paramount Pictures, the movie mogul, warning the longer the strike lasts, the greater the chance of the entire industry just imploding. Now, A-list celebrities like Mark Ruffalo, Kevin Bacon, Jane Fonda, they are joining thousands on the picket lines demanding better pay and residuals. Kevin Bacon saying he wants to show that, quote, not all actors are super high-paid actors. Data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics shows the average California actor made just over $27 an hour in 2022. But the most recent figures from Variety show that the A-listers are raking in the cash. Tom Cruise paid a whopping $100 million for his role in Top Gun Maverick last year, which we all went to see. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson earned more than $22 million for his appearance in Black Adam. That's just a fraction of the $270 million The Rock raked in last year. Reese Witherspoon pulled in $115 million last year, according to Forbes. And just this week, the stars of the new movie Oppenheimer made headlines for walking out of the movie's London premiere in solidarity. Variety reports that she had Matt Damon, Robert Downey Jr., Emily Blunt, each paid $4 million to appear in that film. Let's bring in NewsNation media contributor Colby Hall for more on this. Okay, so Colby, one of the ideas thrown out is that the top CEOs and studio heads should take a pay cut here. My question to you, is it hypocritical for some of these actors to demand that when so many of them are raking in tens of millions of dollars?
Well, I have to say it's great that these people are showing some solidarity, but a better way of showing solidarity is to spread the wealth. I mean, the rank and file of actors face the same issues that the writers are striking over, the threat of AI and streaming platforms. But, you know, some of these dudes making $100 million a year, it's great that they're supporting the rank and file of the actors, but a better way is to maybe not, take a smaller piece of pie, right? There's a piece of pie of all this revenue. And, Leonardo DiCaprio and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Tom Cruise, no one needs to be making $100 million a year over sort of a dopey movie. And I blame the agents as much as the actors, and they're getting what they get. But if you really want to help out the lowly actors, there's a better way to do that than to march on the picket line.
And it's interesting that you bring that up because you see a lot of A-list actors coming forward, but nobody is proposing that. I mean, is that in poor taste to join the picket lines, to tweet out messages, send out statements, but not go so far as to say, you know what, here's how I'm going to play my part in exactly the way that you just mentioned? Is that in poor taste?
Poor taste is one way to say it. I think it's just sort of dopey is another way. I think it hasn't been thought through, right? Like someone says, hey, will you lend your famous face and personage to this effort? Of course I will. And then you get there and then someone says like, yeah, but dude, you're making $100 million a year compared to the rank and file actors who are averaging $27 an hour. There's a better way to do this. So I think, the best intentions, right? Like this is a thing where they lended their face to support and bring attention, but hadn't thought it all the way through. So yes, of course, allegations that they're being hypocritical, I think totally resonate with most people who are saying, wait, what? Why? How can you be? This seems like a rich person's problem. Now, of course, most actors don't make $100 million a year, but it's the A-listers.
Tom Cruise does his own stunts. Yeah.
Okay, right. But the top of the food chain, maybe they're getting a little bit too much than they deserve.
And speaking of some of the actors' pay, they certainly make a lot, but so do some of the big CEOs, the studio heads. Disney's Bob Iger, who says the striking actors are, quote, not being realistic. He made, we could see him make some $30 million a year. The Netflix CEO made $40 million just last year. Do the actors have a point that some of the CEOs, at least, should take a pay cut?
Absolutely. I mean, I think what I found to be kind of interesting on CNN, how they cover this, because their CEO of Warner Brothers Discovery, David Zaslav, made $230-some million in last year. Part of that was deals, but that 1 year, $230 million. And yet he's drawing a hard line on this Writers Guild strike because, he doesn't want to have to share any more money. So the whole industry is really being disrupted by artificial intelligence and streaming platforms. And that's a legit issue. But again, these studio execs that are making 30, 40, and in the case of David Zaslav, $230 million a year, there's better ways to share that money, right? Like, and I have a lot of friends who are striking who are writers who aren't necessarily, most writers don't make a ton of cash, right? They're just looking to get insurance and to
Exactly.
feed their kids.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.